guy's accusing you of things that you're not even doing, right? You're lying, you're cheating, you're somehow tricking him, you're so sneaky, you're disrespecting him. And now you're stuck trying to figure this out. And people often say all of his accusations are projection. Is that true or not true? We want to talk about that. For a lot of women, this is like, oh, great, another investigation into a crime I didn't even commit. Fantastic. You're always defending yourself. And the truth is that defense is actually a huge part of this, but I want to break down all of the things that it could be that are not necessarily that it's projection. My name is Lisa Sonni. I'm a certified relationship coach, author, and speaker. I help women break out of these abusive, toxic relationships, make sense of it all, and rebuild their lives. So if you want more content like this, hit subscribe. Now let's go into this a little bit more, right? Is this projection? It absolutely can be projection sometimes, but that's also just kind of a myth that gets repeated that every accusation is in fact projection. That is not always what's happening. Because this also kind of feeds into this idea that all narcissists cheat. Many cheat, but not all. Maybe it's projection, maybe it's not, but the truth is that's not actually the question that matters. What matters is what the accusation does to you. So let's go through all of the things that it does to you and all of the reasons that he might be doing this. Now, the first one might be kind of obvious, but it puts you on the defense, doesn't it? You immediately want to explain why that's not true, get defensive. He's attacking your character, right? He's calling you a liar. He's calling you a cheater. He's saying you're disrespectful. And so now you start to justify, argue, defend, explain. Where have I heard that before? It's the Jade method. And they're doing it in reverse, right? The Jade method is do not justify, do not argue, do not defend, and do not explain, because those are the things that they want you to do. When you're defending things that you never did, you're distracted. You're also very emotional, and that's what they like. When a narcissistic or abusive person can make you defensive, it actually tells them something. It says to him that he can control you. He has a hold on your emotions. He can make you angry, sad, betrayed, defensive, emotional. And if he can control your emotions, he can control you. And isn't that the whole point? But another thing that it does is it trains you, right? Because now you have learned that when he says something, you defend yourself. So now you become more careful. You become more filtered. You overcorrect yourself. You explain where you are and why you're there and how long you were there and exactly who you were with. You over-explain things. You're just constantly justifying yourself. And he's trained you to do that. But I want you to really see this, okay? You're actually managing yourself around his behavior, his accusation. He's made up a story and you operate in the premise that this story is true, or at least possibly true to him. And you want to defend yourself against a story that he made up. Now, he may believe that you're cheating, possibly, but the truth is a lot of times they don't actually believe that you're doing any of the things that they claim you're doing, because the point is just to make you defensive. So if he says you're cheating and you want to prove that you're not cheating, you're going to check in with him more, tell him where you are, who you're with, report to him like he's your dad. And meanwhile, you haven't done anything wrong. I want to be super clear, right? You haven't cheated, you haven't lied, and you're defending yourself against something that has never happened. Bonus points to these guys when they've actually cheated and then they tell you that you're not to be trusted. There's actually a really interesting expression. I don't know if you've ever heard it before. When you get cheated on by a narcissist, he'll never trust you again, right? Listen to that again. He'll never trust you again. They're expecting retaliation. And to be clear, it's because they would retaliate. I guess that's projection. Now, this gives him power, right? Your reaction to his accusations show him exactly what works. This is how they figure out, like, ooh, she really doesn't like being called dishonest. And I know everybody thinks, like, who likes being called dishonest? It impacts some people much more deeply than others. I'm telling you, there are people that are like, I don't care what you think. But if you show him that you do care what he thinks and you're defending yourself and you're arguing and explaining, he knows, ooh, this is a sensitive spot for her. This is how I can dig at her. And the more that you defend yourself, the more that he knows you're hooked. And then he's going to do it again and again. And he's going to go deeper and he's going to find a million different ways and a million different scenarios to put you on the defense. He's in charge of the story. So you don't even get to speak. He frames it and that's it. That's reality. And there's no debating it. You start to literally question yourself, right? Am I coming off that way? Is this actually how this person sees me? And because you love this person and you probably to a degree anyway, trust this person. Depends on how far you are in learning what's really going on here. But the more you defend yourself, the more you're hooked. The more he knows exactly how to get you every single time. And this is actually a really slippery way that he replaces your reality with his reality. It keeps you working for him against a narrative that he's just made up. There's 3 more things that it does, okay? The next one is that it isolates you. You pull back and you kind of shrink and you stop going out with your friends because you don't want to get accused of cheating. You know, you go out with your girls and he makes you keep your phone face up on the table. And if you don't, there's some kind of problem. Well, whatever you and your friends are talking about. So then you just don't go, because not going, being more isolated, shrinking your world, it's easier than defending yourself. Giving in, just the resignation that sort of comes here, it's just so much easier than being accused again of something you didn't do again. The next is that he really has turned you into something that you're just not. He defines who you are. And that means, again, that you're living in his reality. You don't have control over yourself. You don't have authority over who you are, how you show up, how you're perceived. He is stripping you of all of that. And this is kind of a sly thing that they do, right? You're defending your behavior. He'll tie behavior to your character, and then that's what you're defending. And in a healthy relationship, you'd be talking about a behavior and its impact. But he's talking about who you are. So it attacks you on such a deep level. It attacks you in a way that you probably don't even know what to totally do with. You don't want someone that you love to see you this way. You don't see yourself this way. It makes no sense. And then you might even start asking friends and family, like, is it bad when I do this? Is it wrong to go out with your girls on a Saturday night? I don't understand. You start over-explaining, like, we come home at 10:30. I don't even know what his problem is. It's not like I'm out late. He's the one at bars. And then you're still defending. It makes you crazy. But all of this, you're living in his reality. But here's the one that is the most confusing, and honestly, the one that I want to drill home the most. There is an effect of the way that he behaves and accusing you of things like lying and cheating in particular. He looks insecure, right? He might even say, I'm just insecure. But so many women tell me he's just a really insecure guy. He always thinks that I'm out doing something. He always thinks that I dress like this to get men's attention, or that I wear lipstick to the store because I'm going to see some guy. No, he doesn't. And he's not insecure. An insecure person does not have to be controlling. Those things don't have to go together. Somebody who's insecure might say, hey, when you go out with your friends, I feel a little bit insecure. Do you think you could check in with me a couple of times? It would make me feel a little bit better. And it's a question, and it's a bid for reassurance. That makes sense. And in a healthy relationship, you might say, yeah, I'll give that to you. I'll send you some texts. I'll send you a pic. Everything's good, babe. I love you. But in a relationship like this, it's like, I need to give him evidence. He asked me for 3 photos at 15-minute intervals, making sure that I can see the shirt that I'm wearing so he knows where I am, when I'm there, who I'm with. As long as you think that he's jealous and insecure and just scared to lose you, you're going to see him as vulnerable. And a man like this, he's not vulnerable at all. But when you see him that way, he's just a little bit broken. He's just a little bit traumatized. Maybe his ex cheated on him, and that's the only reason that he's doing this. No, he's doing this to control you, and you're falling for it. This is not insecurity. This is actually weaponizing insecurity, but really it's control. I want you to stop buying what this man is selling you. Seeing him as this insecure little boy, it keeps you empathetic instead of aware. And me? No, thank you. I want you to be aware of what this guy is doing and very clear that he's doing it on purpose. There's a reason this whole accusation thing works really well. The truth is, insecurity doesn't interrogate you. It doesn't make you question your friggin' reality. Insecurity is not controlling, and that's what this is. Now, his accusations might be projection, right? I don't want to skip over that. It's just that there are a lot of other things that might also be going on. But I would love if you would stop asking if it's projection and consider that it could be all of these other things. But the truth is, why are you being put on trial in your own relationship? When you're in a relationship where you have to constantly defend yourself, it's going to create a lot of hot and cold behavior, a lot of push and pull, a lot of emotion, a lot of emotional dysregulation, in fact. And all of this is a cycle of kindness and cruelty and up and down, and it can create really deep, unhealthy attachments, including a trauma bond. Now, if you're not sure if you're stuck in a trauma bond, you can actually go into the description and take a free 2-minute quiz with instant results called Am I Trauma Bonded? And if you are trauma bonded, then I encourage you to enroll in the Trauma Bond Recovery course. This is a 12-week self-paced program that's affordable and has proven results. Sign up for the Trauma Bond Recovery course or work with me one-on-one or inside my community called She Rises Collective. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.